Hello everyone. So I hope you have watched the previous two videos, which tells you about the database concepts and the introduction to SQL. So today we actually start learning all the commands under the structured query language. Okay. And if you remember in the previous video, I told you SQL is broadly classified into 5 categories actually, but you guys, according to your syllabus, are going to learn only 3. So the first category that we're going to talk about is the DQL command, that is data query language. And in that command or in that category, we are going to be learning the select command. So in this video, I'll be only talking about the select command and the basic select command. In the next videos to follow, we will learn more about the select command. Now to revise something, what was done in the previous video, what is the purpose of the select command? The select command allows us to retrieve data from the table or the database, we can say. Retrieve means what? If you're looking for something, if you're looking for, let's say, all the students of your school, you can use a select command. If you're looking for students of class 12, you could use a select command. So you are basically querying your database, okay, and getting an answer. So basically, the purpose of the select command is only to display. Remember, select command cannot do any alteration to your table. It can only help you view the contents of your table. Okay, so let me just show you the syntax of a select command. How do you write a select command? A basic select command looks like what you see on the screen. You write the word select. You either write the asterisk sign or you mention the name of the columns that you wish to see. Now, what do you mean by columns? We already told you that, or we already learned that, data is stored in rows and columns. That means data is stored in a table in an RDBMS. And SQL is a language that helps us to, work on an RDBMS. So when you write star, it would mean all the columns of the table. And when you write column name, the specific columns of the table that you wish to see, okay? From where? From the table that you're talking about. There could be so many tables in a database. There could be so many databases in your computer. So which table are you referring to? That's what the table name means. So select is the keyword. After that, you either write asterisk sign or the specific columns that you wish to see. You write the keyword from, and after that, you write the name of the table that you're referring to. Now, what you see, where condition, this is optional, means what? Every select command will not necessarily have a where, keyword. It's only if you're looking for specific records in the table, you will write a where. Otherwise, there is no need to write a where. Now, what does all this mean? It'll be more clear when we actually take some examples. Is that clear? Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's assume this is the table that we are going to refer to for all our commands. This is the basic EMP table. I mean, even if you go online and search for an EMP table, this is what you are going to get. So let's assume this is an EMP table that is already existing in MySQL. Okay, the name of the table is EMP. Okay, and the columns that it has is EMPNO, ename, job. I hope you know what it all means. MGR, hire date, SAL, COMM, and DEPTNO. Probably the only 2 columns that you wouldn't understand what it does is MGR and COMM. COMM stands for commission. That means, do these employees get commission? So you can see some of the values are null, which means these do not get commission. Some have some values written there, and one person has the value 0. So what does this mean? That this person is entitled for a commission, but he has not got a commission because of any valid reason. Now, what is MGR? Basically, MGR is every employee has a boss, right? So if my record is there, my MGR column will have the number of my boss. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's look at the first MGR that you see, that's 7902. Correct? Look into the table and see whether you find employee number 7902. So when you look down, you see Ford. Correct? So what does that mean? Smith's manager is Ford. Okay. And in one column, can you see president? MGR is null because he doesn't have a boss. He is the boss. So his MGR column is null. Now, You might think in an examination, are you really supposed to know what each of those columns mean? Normally, each of these columns are self-explanatory. But even if you don't know what that column means, it really doesn't matter to the commands that we write. Okay, so don't think, oh, what if I had, because if ma'am wouldn't have explained what MGR means, you would never know. So similarly, you could see some columns which you exactly don't know what it does. Okay, but that really doesn't matter when you're talking about writing commands. But most of the columns are going to be self-explanatory. Like the sal, we know it's a salary. The job, we know is what its designation is, and so on. Okay, so let's start writing the basic commands of SQL. Let me take you to the first question. The first question says, display the details of all employees from the EMP table. I just told you that the only command that can help you display is the select command. Okay, so what's my answer going to be? Select. Okay, now all the details, that what do you mean by all the details? I want to see their employee number, the name, the job, the MGR, everything. When you want to see everything, we said we will be putting the asterisk sign. So select asterisk from where? From the given table. I told you the name of the table is EMP. So from EMP. Now, is there a where in this particular question? No, because it's not talking about any specific employees. It's talking about all employees. So therefore, I do not have a where. I end the command with a semicolon. Now, an important thing, you might see me writing it in capital. It's just to make it look neat. There is no hard and fast rule. You can write your commands in small letters or capital letters, because if you remember in the previous video, I told you that SQL is not case sensitive. Is that clear? Okay, let's look at the next question. The next question says, display the employee number, name, and salary of all employees. So it doesn't want to display all the details. It wants to display only specific details. Because it says display, obviously my command is going to be select. But now not the asterisk sign, because they don't want to see all the details of a particular employee. They only want to see the employee number. Employee number is under which heading in this table? EMPNO. So I write EMPNO. Comma, employee name. Employee name is under which heading? E-name. So I write E-name. Comma. Next is salary. Salary is under the heading called SAL. So I write SAL. Okay. So have I already got all the three columns that I wish to display? Yes. Then the keyword from and the name of the table. The name of the table is EMP. Now again, is there a where statement? No, because there is no condition about which employee do you wish to see. I wish to see the employee number, name, and salary of all employees. So I get that as my command. Now in the first case, children, if I put this as my command, what will you see? Exactly the table that you see now. You will see this entire thing as it is. But if I write the second thing, what will you see? I will see all the names, employee numbers, all the names, and all the salaries. So only these three columns will be visible to you. Okay, all the other columns won't be displayed. Why? Because you said display employee number, comma e-name, comma sal. Another important thing that you need to remember is when you specify different column names that you wish to see that you separate it by a comma. Clear? So these two commands were without the where statement. Why? Because there was no condition mentioned in the question. Now, what do I mean by mentioning conditions? Let's go ahead and see that. Okay. When you have conditions in the question, you need to specify the where keyword or the where clause. So you write the word where and you write a condition. Now the condition that we're talking about could contain any of the relational operators that you see here. What are the various relational operators that you can use? You can use a greater than sign, a less than sign, a greater than or equal to, a less than or equal to, a equal to sign, and a not equal to. Both these, exclamation with an equal to or a less than greater than sign, both represent, this means not equal. Okay. Now here in maths, when I say A greater than B, I am making a statement saying that A is greater than B. But when I write where A greater than B in a SQL command, it's not a statement. It is a condition to check whether really the value of A is greater than B or no. And if the value of A is greater than B, then only those records or those rows in the table that satisfy this condition will be selected. Okay, so roughly, let me just take you to some values. I have given, let's say A, assuming A and B are columns of the table or just values, doesn't matter. A is 5 and B is 7. And if I say A less than or equal to B at this command, is 5 less than or equal to 7? Yes, so it's true. So if in your table, column A has value 5 and column B has value 7, then this condition is satisfied. So all the rows where column A's value is less than column B's value, those rows get selected from the table and get displayed. Okay, again, let me come to the not equal to part. 5 not equal to true. Is it true or false? It's true. So your output is true. So whenever your condition evaluates to a true, then all the rows where the condition is satisfied means evaluates to a true, those rows get displayed by your select command. Clear? Now let's see some examples. So these are the various relational operators that you can use. So when I write A equals to B, it's checking if the value of column A is equal to the value of column B. If it is equal, it gets displayed. If it's not equal, it doesn't get displayed. Clear? Okay, let's look at some questions. Coming back to the EMP table, it says display the details of employees whose salary is more than 3,000. Okay, so now pay attention. Here you have a condition. Are you interested in all employees? No. Only those employees whose salary is more than 3,000. What does this mean? You have a condition in the question. So if you have a condition in the question, you need to be writing the where keyword. Okay. Details of employees. So I write select star. Because they didn't say you only wanted the employee name or you only wanted the salary. They said details of the employees. So I write select star. From where? From EMP. Okay, now I don't end my command here because there is a condition in my question. How do I write the condition? I write where. Okay, what is the condition? Salary has to be more than. More than means what? Greater than. Where is salary stored? In a column called sal. So I write sal greater than. And what's the value given? 3,000. So I write the word 3,000 and a semicolon. What exactly happens when I write this command? It goes through all the salaries of all the employees. So this one, not selected, not selected, not selected, not selected, not selected till here. When it comes to this record, gets selected. Okay. Now, will this and this get selected? No, because 3,000 is not more than 3,000. So the only row that satisfies this condition is the king's row. So your output will only be this particular line. So you will get 7839 under employee number, under name, you'll get king, under job, you'll get president, and so on, because only this employee satisfies your condition. Now the question may arise in your mind that does it mean that always only one employee gets selected? No. Suppose instead of 3,000, I wrote 2,000. Then in that scenario, I would get this employee's detail, this, and so on. Clear? Okay, let's get to the next question. Display the names of employees who are working in department 10. Okay, here they only want you to display the name and not everything. So what do we write? Select e-name. Okay, from where? From EMP. Now, is there a condition in the question? Yes, you are only interested in employees of department 10. So what will I write? Where and the condition. What is the condition? That the department number of the employee should be 10. That means what? Equals to 10. So it goes through all the records, not displayed, not displayed, not displayed, no, no. When it comes here, here, and here the departments are 10. But will it display the entire row? No, you have said select e-name. So it will only show you the name. So what is the name of this person? The name of this person is Clark. The name of this person is King, and the name of this person is Miller. So what will your output be? A heading called e-name and Clark, King, and Miller. Is that clear? Okay, let's go ahead. Display the details of employees who are not salesmen. Okay, so let me just clear my screen for you so I make some place. So we are interested in employees who are not salesmen. Okay, but it said details. So what will I write? Select star. Okay, from where? From EMP, because we are referring to this table. Okay, in your examination, it may not be EMP all the time. They would be giving you different tables, but the command structure would remain the same. Okay, who are not salesmen? What does it mean? Where is the word salesman written? Under which heading? Job. So I'm writing where job not equal to, okay, because I'm not looking for salesmen. I'm talking about the ones who are not salesmen, not equal to, and I write the word salesman. Now just pay attention to the quotes, because in the previous video we had learned that strings, that's char and varchar, and dates are always going to be mentioned in quotes. So what does this mean? All the people who are not salesmen, their records get displayed, which means Smith will get displayed. Then it's not just the name, the entire record, because we said star. Jones gets displayed, Blake gets displayed, Clark gets displayed, and so on. Is that clear? Now, you might think here the question was salesmen, but here I wrote salesman, because when you talk about it, normally many salesman, in the plural way, you say salesman, but is it stored as salesmen in the table? No. So if I had written where job not equal to salesmen, everybody would get displayed, because salesman doesn't match with salesman, so that also gets displayed. Clear? So that's the reason the men became man, because that's how it is stored in the table. Okay, let's look at some more questions. Display details of employees working as clerks. Okay, clerks. Okay, details. So what will I write? Select star from EMP. Working as clerks means what? I'm interested in someone who is a clerk, right? Where is the word clerk visible in your table? Under column job. So I write where job is equal to clerk. And it displays. So now it goes through all. So who all will it display? It will display Smith's detail. It will display Adams' detail, James, and Miller. Fine? Okay. Next, let's see. Display the details of employees who joined the company after 1st March 1981. Okay, how do I write this? Details again. So what do I write? Select star. From which table? From EMP. What's the condition? So there is a condition definitely. So where? What is the condition? Joined the company. Which column in my table tells me when has he joined? A column named as hire date. So I write hire date. Okay. It says after. After means greater than. After what? 1st March 1981. Look at the format given in the table. It's the year. So I write 1981 hyphen March. March is month 3 and 1st March 1981. So 01. And mind you, don't forget to put the quotes, because we said strings, which is char and varchar, as well as dates. We will always be writing it in quotes. It could be single or double, doesn't really matter. Okay, so which means you could use greater than, less than, not necessarily only with numeric values. You could also use it with date. Clear? So I have everybody who's joined after March 1991. Only those rows will satisfy this condition, right? And only if you satisfy this condition, your record gets displayed. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Okay, before that, shall I just clear the screen so I make some place? Okay, let's look at the next question. It says display the name, job, and date of joining. So select name, so that's e-name, job, that is job itself, date of joining, that is hire date, from where, from EMP, who have joined after 1981. Okay, common mistake made here is students write where, hire date, just reading the question after, so ma'am said greater than, so put greater than, and they write 1981. Okay, but this is wrong. Why? Look at the hire date column. Does it only store the year, or it wants year hyphen month hyphen day? Correct? It wants the second format. So this is going to be completely wrong. Then what should you write? Do you agree with me that when I mean after 1981, it means after the last date in 1981? And what is the last date in 1981? It's going to be 1981, 12/31, correct? After 31st December 1981 would mean 1982, 83, 84 or whatever. So remember, don't just take the question as it is. You cannot write greater than 1981 because hire date does not just store year. It stores an entire date in a particular format. So in your command also, the format has to be satisfied. Is that clear? So I hope till now you have understood how to use basic relational. And why do I say relational? We've used less than, greater than, not equal to, equal to. So these were all relational operators. In the next video, I will be talking about what if you have more than one condition. Then what do? Then you can't just be making use of relational operators. You would also need something called logical operators, which I will introduce in the next video. Is that clear? So if you have liked the video, you have understood everything that is told in the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.